People pleasers, these are the people that tend to develop diseases. When people don't know how to say no, the body will say no for them. That niceness is a repression of healthy anger, and that repression of healthy anger has huge implications to your health. And when you repress your immune system, you're more likely to have that immune system turn against you. People emotionally repressed are more likely to get cancer. And emotional repression is one of the impacts of childhood trauma.
Anger protects you from being abused again. After you've experienced narcissistic abuse, you will probably be accused of being angry all the time, or you may gaslight yourself into thinking, why am I angry all the time? Contrary to popular belief, anger is an extremely healthy emotion, especially after your boundaries and your self-worth have been violated. Feeling this emotion does not make you a bad person. You may find yourself shaming yourself and feeling guilty for feeling angry because it's such a foreign emotion to you. You're used to feeling guilt, shame, emptiness, and sadness. And the first time you'll probably be able to fully feel and experience anger is when you've completely freed yourself from the narcissist. Anger will come up because your body is finally free to experience it. I cannot stress it enough. It is a natural human emotion. It is healthy to be angry. And don't feel bad if there's even a part of you that enjoys it, especially after years and years of being deprived of the wisdom that anger comes with. Yeah. Anger is an appropriate response to what you've been through. Anger protects you from being abused again. It allows you to protect your younger self. After years and years of struggling with the feeling of powerlessness, allow yourself to feel rage and anger, which helps you to feel more empowered and takes away the feeling of helplessness, like you don't have control over your own life, like you will be abused endlessly. Allowing yourself to be angry and feel anger also takes away the feeling of, what if this person kills me? How much more can I take? How is this story going to end? Anger brings abuse to a stop. The key is not to be angry forever, but another major key is to allow yourself to be angry and to go through that process. Because if you try to bypass the anger stage and go straight into forgiveness, for example, that is the most inauthentic thing that you could do, and the anger will stay inside you and it will kill you from the inside. You have to let it out. And of course, I will show you a healthy way to let it out. I've shared this scale of emotions before on my channel and I wanted to bring it up again. We have to go through each stage of our emotions, and labeling certain emotions as bad or negative keeps us stuck at the lower levels. We cannot view anger and rage as a bad thing. Especially if you come from a religious background, you may feel that feeling anger and rage is very unholy, ungodly, like it's haram. But if you are a Christian, for example, I will reference the Bible. Do you remember the story about when Jesus was angry and he turned the tables in response to abuse? Whenever you feel guilty about feeling anger, I would love for you to remember that there is such a thing as righteous anger, and there is a time and a place to employ anger, and that is in moments of injustice, abuse, trauma, pain. It's the most natural and expected emotion in the face of injustice. Allow yourself to feel it and do not feel guilty about it. Don't feel shame for it. It doesn't change who you are. In fact, it makes you a more fully functioning, healthy individual who can be honest about how they feel.
Make no mistake, go matimasi, ube clean, ube muhle.
So there are many ways in which you can release anger and other so-called negative emotions. In this video, I'll show you one way to do so. But In addition to the exercise I will show you, you could try guided meditations. There are so many free resources here on YouTube. You could try breath work. Our breath is the most powerful tool that we have to release difficult feelings, heavy emotions, old emotions. So if you haven't already tried breathwork exercises, when I'm triggered, the first thing I do is move my body and work on my breath. Unfortunately or fortunately, because of my own experience, I can now share this with you. When you get that feeling of tension, anxiety, discomfort in your body, when you are triggered, I just start doing breathing exercises. And if you'd like to join me in this one, please do. One thing I love to do is to lie down, and please lie down if you can. This is called the 3-part breath exercise. You will put your right hand on your chest as you lay down and your left hand on your belly. Take a deep breath into your belly, and as you breathe in, you will feel your belly rise. From the belly, then into the ribs, and into the chest. And as you exhale, release from the chest, down to your ribs, down your belly. Repeat the motion. Breathe into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. Exhale out of the chest, down to the ribs, down to the belly. Let's do it again. Belly, ribs, chest, and exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Just follow the movement of your own breath. Even now, in this moment where you are not triggered, I'm sure you're starting to feel more calm and more relaxed. This is the power of the breath. It's free. You can do it anytime, anywhere. If you are enjoying this, please continue. Breathe into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest, and exhale, chest, ribs, belly. And again, breathe into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest, and exhale from the chest, ribs, belly. I also have an exercise on the channel. It's called Breath of Fire. It will help you to feel not only light and less angry, but it will also raise your vibration and actually make you feel a natural high. The last thing on your mind will be your abuser and the pain that you've been through after you try Breath of Fire. But besides those, let me show you something else that you can do.
I learned this technique from the holistic psychologist, Dr. Nicole LePera. First, you're going to picture the person or the event that has made you angry. And then you're going to push as hard as you can against a wall. Anger needs to fully release so that your nervous system can return to homeostasis. If you feel like crying, screaming, shouting, whatever comes out of you, allow it to come out. Push against the wall and just let it go. I know I look funny and you will look funny too, but this is a private moment with yourself for you to fully let go of the negative charge in your body because of whatever happened or whoever happened.
Hope you feel better after that. Allow yourself to cry, release, scream, shout, whatever you need to do. This is the healthiest way to process emotions. Instead of lashing out at somebody, confronting them when you're full of rage, this is much healthier because it's always you against you. It's never you against them. They are just not worth it. So I hope this helps you, and in addition, I suggest you watch this video
I don't know which side it's going to be on. I think this side. I suggest you watch this video, which is about releasing stuck emotions from your body, which get stuck in your chakras, which cause disease and illness. All the tips in this video will be incredible and help you immensely. So head over here and see you in my next upload. Can't wait to continue this healing journey with you. Lots and lots of love always.
Why is being nice a potential risk to one's health?
A lot of people are very nice because they are afraid not to be. Let me tell you a story. In 1870, there was a French neurologist called Jean-Martin Charcot, who was the first one to describe multiple sclerosis, which is an inflammation of the nervous system, very debilitating. And Charcot said, in 1870, without any scientific research, but just from his own observation, that this was a stress-driven disease. Okay? Now, since then, there's been a lot of research to show how stress and trauma potentiate multiple sclerosis. It's not even controversial. Not that any neurologist knows that. They don't get taught this stuff in medical school. But the research is there, and I present it in my books. In any case, when I was writing When the Body Says No, a self-help group of multiple sclerosis patients phoned me and said, would you come and talk to us? Because we understand you're working on stress and illness. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll come and talk to you. And there's about 25 people in the group. This is in Vancouver, Canada. And I gave them very tentatively, apologetically, I said, look, I don't know this for sure, but the sense I get from my work in family practice and palliative care is that the people that develop your condition and other conditions tend to be people pleasers. They tend to have difficulty saying no. They tend to be very nice people. And I said, I'm sorry if I've offended you. I don't mean to. I'm just giving you something very tentative. I haven't done the research yet. I'm just giving you my observations. They said, you've just described us. And they all said that. And there's a woman who says, in the group, who says, I don't even know how to say no. I said, terrific. Give me $100 right now. She says, well, I don't have $100 with me right now. I said, it's not a problem. I said, outside this building, there's an ATM machine. We can go and after the meeting, we can go out. You can get $100 and give it to me. She says, I'm not comfortable doing that. I said, listen, I'm just trying to get you to say no to a ridiculous demand by a perfect stranger to whom you owe nothing whatsoever. She said, I can't say the word. Because in childhood, now by the way, when you have kids, you're going to find out what the word no means. Because at age 1.5, all kids start saying no. They say that long before they say yes. Why? Because that no is their boundary defense of, I'll figure out who I am. I'm not going to accede to your demands. I need to figure out what I want. Put your shoes on? No. And the parents think this is something wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's nature individuating the child. When families punish that, the child will repress the no, and the body will say in the form of multiple sclerosis,